Today I'm going to share with you all of our curriculum that we are using for the year 2025-2026 with my 6-year-old and my 8-year-old, and all of the family subjects as well. I'm going to start with my youngest here, and we're just going to jump right into it, okay? A lot of these things I have showed you guys in the past, so I'm not going to flip through everything because I have flip-throughs already. So, Christian Light Education, Language Arts 1, this is the teacher guide, and then there's actually 10 light units, like really thin booklets like this, and there's 2 quizzes and a test in each one, and at this level they have 12 days or lessons. That is what that looks like, and then the teacher's guide literally just goes along with each one. This is for the entire Language Arts Level 1, and like I said, there's 10 of these booklets of these light units that go along with Language Arts 1. And we are finishing up Learning to Read. There's actually 2 teacher's guides for it. There's it's for like different light unit books. There's 101 through 105, and then this one is 106 through 110. It just matches along with the light units. You can see I have 109 and 110 here. So that's what she has left for Learning to Read. And she already knew how to read, but it was a lot of the pronunciation that we were looking for and just things I've noticed in the higher level that we never learned in the past. So I wanted to make sure she had a good foundation. And they also come with primer books. This is primer 4. She is going to be reading this along with the rest of her Learning to Read. It's kind of what this looks like a little bit too. It just goes right along with the Learning to Read lessons. So, and then after she finishes Learning to Read, then she goes into Reading 1, which is I Wonder, and there's a teacher's guide for that. It's a lot thinner because there's only 5 light units that go along with that one. Reading 1, and there's still 12. There's a lot more to read than in the primers. So there are some pictures too, pictures in color. But I would say it does advance pretty quickly, so I didn't want to just start her on Reading 1 without first doing the primer as well, even though she can already read. That's Reading 1, also from Christian Light. For handwriting, she's doing Handwriting Level 2 from The Good and the Beautiful. We have used their handwriting for years and they both love it. This is the last level before cursive starts. So that's Handwriting Level 2. She's also working through Explode the Code 2, which these are very cute, simple things that she can do independently, kind of like her morning work along with her handwriting. So that's Explode the Code. We also do Draw Right Now. Pretty much do one of these a week. And she just uses a notebook to like draw the picture. And this also shows you obviously how to draw the picture, and then the sentences to write underneath. I know I've shown you guys this book before, but it's just so cute. So let's Draw Right Now. This was book 2. And then for math, she's doing 2nd grade Math with Confidence. I do have a video about how I switched my older daughter to Math with Confidence, and they're both enjoying it. And I like how they break down each unit into different weeks, and then like the beginning is usually a review. So like Unit 4, subtraction, facts, and word problems. So you're going over that for week 9, 10, and 11, and then you go into graphs. So bar graphs, pictographs, and line graphs. So it's not like you're jumping to different things every single week. It was a big plus for us that it wasn't jumping around every single day. But we also didn't want it to be completely repetitive, and yeah, so I talk a lot about that in the Math with Confidence video. This has been a lot better for both of them. And it still is fun and colorful, and it has some games. Obviously, like different sections will have different color like pages. There's purple, blue, teal, green. So it's just really cute. You definitely need the instructor guide to teach this, but you can see it will actually tell you how to do this in there. But this is 8-1 and then 8-1B. So this is literally one day. And then we have day 2, front and back. Day 3, front and back. It's just very, very easy to follow. And It's literally 4 days a week, basically. And then it just moves on to the next lesson. So lesson 9 or like week 9. So I love how it's completely broken down for them like that. And I also did spiral bind these. I think I talked about that too. It's a lot easier for them to be like, okay, this is what I'm working on. Next page, this is what I'm working on. It's a lot more focused for them, so they aren't distracted or trying to hold a book open, you know? So we've really been enjoying Math with Confidence. All right, moving on to my 8-year-old. She's 8.5, but she's 8. We have talked about structure and style for, I don't know, it's been a year or two. I've talked about doing it for a while, at least in my head, and I've had it written down for a long time. We were going to start it last year, and I kind of held off and said, no, we'll do it this year. Still trying to streamline things and figure out what works best for us. But yeah, so she's on up to week 5 already. We're starting week 6 next week, but basically week 9, this is just an example. So it's unit 4, summarizing a reference, and week 9, deserts. So there's a video. Monday, she usually watches part 1. Tuesday, she watches part 2. And yes, that does say it's an hour total. So keep that in mind for the video. Yeah, it actually tells you day 1, watch part 1, watch part 2. So it tells you exactly what to do. Write a keyword outline. There's actually 2 different keyword outlines here. Learn a new dress up. And she's already done 2 levels of Fix It Grammar. So we are not doing Fix It Grammar alongside this year. I wanted to mention that because if we hadn't, we would definitely be doing Fix It Grammar as well. We love it. I just don't want to push her too far ahead with Fix It without obviously working on the writing, because that's something she needs to work on at this point. So it tells you exactly what to do. Watch Andrew Pudewa teach, and then write a keyword outline. Here they're going to be writing 2 paragraph report, because before we were doing 1, and learning new vocabulary, new dress ups. It tells you exactly what you're going to be learning. And then here's the source text that they are going to be working from. That will be another source text for another keyword outline. And then of course the composition checklist. So this is what she's going to go through as she writes. And then I also will go through and check to make sure that she has done what she's supposed to do. And then it moves on to the next week. That's essentially how it works. I'm not going to get too far into it today, but if you have any questions, you can let me know. And I can try to answer that. It also comes with this portable walls, a lot of substitutes for said, the ly adverbs, they work on that in their videos anyway. But this is just a really nice little reference chart here. And then a word right now, this is a thesaurus. It's just very helpful as she gets deeper into writing and figuring out different words to describe things. Obviously, it's what a thesaurus is, but I do like this a lot. She hasn't used it very much yet, but I'm sure she will. But that came along with, it was Premier box set. It was the complete set for structure and style. And I did also get the teacher training, and I'm still working my way through that because we started school the first week of August, actually. I have already talked about this as well, but she is also doing Christian Light Education Language Arts 3. And I do have Language Arts 4 ready for her as well, but I'm not sure how far we're going to get. This is literally the teacher's guide. It shows the answers, it explains things, it's the spelling lists, all of that. And then this is what this looks like inside. This level does have more lessons. You can see there's 16 lessons versus the 12 in level 1. So they are definitely different. There's more involvement in here with penmanship. They also have spelling bookmarks at this point too. They also have a creative writing here, which we do sometimes. She's doing so much writing with IEW that I don't necessarily have her do that. If she wants to, she can. But yeah, you can kind of see. And the test is actually in here. So you actually do pull the test out before you give it to them. And then the quizzes are in the back too. So you pull these out before you give it to them. Really simple, same outline pretty much for all of the light units, and there's 10 of them. Just pretty much 1 a month, 1 every 3 weeks or so. It just depends on how you split up your days, weeks, and your time. Okay, and for reading, she's also doing Reading 3 from Christian Light Education. There's a teacher's guide for this as well. Basically answers, and it does say something that I found helpful. Let me see if I can find an example. This was an example. This one actually says that they're all literal and where to find the answer, but sometimes they're not all stated so bluntly or like word for word, but a lot of the time it is stated directly in the story. See, sometimes they have to infer that that's what they were saying and that's on those pages. So it does tell like me where to find that. Okay, and for reading 3, same thing. They're gonna do their study words, read the story, and then here it says exactly what to read. Read the Bible verse, we remember, synonyms, antonyms, cursive. So this is what I'd pull out. Quiz 1, quiz 2, and the test. And there's quiz 2, quiz 1. So all of that would be pulled out. You can kind of see what it looks like. And this is the Doors to Discovery book that she is reading. And there are some pictures, but she does enjoy it. I think I mentioned this in another video. I do feel like this could be considered busy work for her just because she does read so much in general, but I might stop after reading 3. But we will see. She might want to continue just for fun. She's doing handwriting level 6. This is still pretty much all cursive. There's some print. See, this is in cursive, but it's written in print. So there's a lot of practice back and forth, copying Bible verses. It's a lot smaller print too. I don't know if you've noticed compared to all of the other levels. This is a lot smaller print than the other ones. So full name, today's date, commonly confused words, and then a verse from the Bible. So that is what handwriting level 6 looks like. And then we have some morning work for her. We have Explode the Code. A lot of her work she can do on her own, but she still enjoys Explode the Code. So we do those. I believe there's 8 of them and she's on 5 right now. Pretty much just do 1 a year, but they're just fun, cute. Some of them are really funny. Like these, some of these are really, really funny. They both enjoy Explode the Code, so we will keep doing that since they are still liking it. We have Draw right now. This one is book 3. I think there's 8 of these as well. 8 books. So they just draw the picture and then write the sentences. And of course there's directions and steps on how to draw the things in the picture. Like you can see this is bison. And then up here, there's some teepees, which they learned the week before. So we pretty much do these once a week. But yeah, they're really cute. And they enjoy them. Moving on to math. She is, we'll say finishing up, still working on the 4th grade Math with Confidence. This is the teacher guide. You do need the teacher's guide to teach the lessons. And then we have the student workbook part B. She already completed part A last year, and she right now is like, not half, we'll say like she's 40% through with this book. And then she is going to move on to the next level, which just came out a couple months ago, actually. I don't know how much I actually showed you guys. So there's lesson activities, practice, and then review. So for her, every day is like 3 pages long. So activities, practice, review. You can see 12-3 activities. You see how there's 2 little people here? That would be, we do that together. So activities, and then practice would be after the lesson. And then in the morning, she actually starts with the review. So just say today she's supposed to do lesson 12-4. She would go over to review 12-4 and she would complete this page. And then later on, when we do her lesson together, she will do the activities and the practice. So that's how we do that. This is the newest Math with Confidence. This is level 5, and it does have 2 workbooks with it, part A and part B. I will be cutting off the spine and putting a spiral on it, just like I did with these. I don't do it to the workbooks. I mean, they're huge, but I honestly leave mine the way it is. I'm okay with that right now. Overall, it probably would be easier to spiral bind it, but I think it's fine. Like it lays flat for me, like, well, pretty flat. It doesn't bother me. So as long as it continues to not bother me when I am like checking things, then that's easier. And of course the answer key is here, so it's completely separate from the actual lessons that I'm teaching. So I do have to flip back to another page. You can see there's the lesson, and then it goes into the next lesson, but then all of the answers are right here, separate. But I do think that works really well. Let me see in here. I actually haven't flipped through this one yet because we haven't started. Lesson activities, practice, review. It's the same exact way it is in level 4. So lesson activities, practice, review. So it's 3 pages for this one as well. And she's going to start doing this probably the second half of the year and probably part A. But we're going to see how it goes. But we do have this when she's done with level 4. She can move on to level 5. So we have that and we are ready. It's a lot. Moving on into family subjects, starting with Bible. We are doing more than words. I did more than words for copy work years ago for my oldest. A journal entry, the key truth, copy work, which is usually a Bible verse, hymn study, character study, coloring page, a page for them to draw, and then journal. And what I've had them do before was to do the copy work from this page and then the coloring page. This year they both have their own full workbook and they are both doing the whole book together. So that's nice. And actually it's really cute because the stories, like the journal entries, are from a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, which is really cute because my girls are both 6 and 8 now. And this is level 1. There's also a level 2. I believe they were going to be making more, but I know there's a level 1 and a level 2, but this is level 1. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but this is something that we have, and we've done the character cards or character and manners cards from September and Co. I've talked about it for years, but we got these. There's a lot more like in the set, and there's home, Bible, and world. It says everyday moments, teachable truths. So these are all character cards. And yes, the younger kids set includes some of these. There's a lot more information on these for like the older kids. So I think it says that it's recommended to do 1 or 2 a month. Yes, they're saying to teach 2 qualities per month. And a lot of the I can. So I would basically read this and have them repeat after me. The more that they do it and repeat after me, then the more that they like memorize it. So this was attentiveness, and that's what we were working on first. I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like. I know they're not even available on their website anymore, but I just wanted to share because it is something that we are using. And we also have a unit study from Not Consumed. This is from the Heart series. It's Keep Thy Heart, the key to staying on the right path. And we've done a bunch of these before. We just did Making Peace. But yeah, we are going to start this soon. Moving on to science. I actually went through a lot to finally narrow it down and decide on science in the beginning. This is from Dr. J.L. Weil. He was also one of the original authors, and then he went ahead and made his own. Science in the Beginning by Brian Builders by Dr. J.L. Weil. And he breaks it down into the days of creation. So everything, and all the supplies actually for the days of creation. Okay, so here's the table of contents. We are not doing the challenge lessons, I think is what they call them. Bonus lessons, challenge lessons, the ones in red here. We are not doing those. We are just doing lessons 1 through 12, 16 through 27. But you can see how it's broken down into days of creation. And all of the lessons are based on those things. So I really love how it's broken down. So of course, let there be light. Everything is about light, and then it kind of builds on each other. And there's pretty much an experiment every single day. You can use this with all levels. So there's youngest students, older students, and oldest students. I did end up printing out, which he doesn't even sell them anymore. Apparently he used to sell them, or they used to sell them, but now it's just a printable online. Literally 1 page a day just kind of what goes on, what was read for, you can see lesson 67, lesson 68. There's some fill in the blank. There's sometimes they like you to write a sentence or two. Then there's a drawing sentences. Like, it's not difficult. And I actually do have both of my girls do this, even though it's for older kids, because otherwise I feel like they're just listening and they aren't as involved with it, or like collecting their thoughts and writing down what they learned. They can both write a sentence or two, you know what I mean? I'm not expecting a lot out of my 6-year-old, but yeah, they call it challenge lesson. And I also got the helps and hints. So this is literally just like the answer key for the notebooks. Okay, moving into history. So I have a couple of things to discuss about history. So I have talked about all of our history plans for probably a good 3 years. It's American Girl History and Notgrass, our Star Spangled Story. I'm combining both. We are slowly working our way through my little list here. But this is American Girl History from Little School of Smiths. It has exactly like pretty much a month's worth of work. In here, they're like unit studies, basically, little crafts, watching certain videos, narration notebook pages. So we're actually doing Felicity right now, which is Colonial America. And both of my girls have these Canson watercolor books, and they do 1 page for each notebook, like narration notebook entry. And this was the most recent one, which was Felicity. And then this is the drawing of the Boston Tea Party. So they had a video to watch on that and then draw a picture of that. So that is what is happening in this picture. This book is just like the Felicity story collection. You can see there's Meet Felicity. There's actually, I think it's 5 or 6 books in one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 6 books in one. Behind each book, there is a looking back section. I don't think they have them as detailed in this collection as they do in the individual books, but that's okay if you have Welcome to Felicity's World or whatever the girl you're studying. And a lot of these things that were in the story chapter books are actually found in here. So this is a really interesting book, and actually it's a very large book actually. So like I really like that it breaks things down and shows them a lot of detail too. So it's very, very cool history book. And then our Star Spangled Story, this is part 1 still. We're doing part 1 and part 2, but it's going to take time to get through that. I do have a video where I fully explain how we are using our Star Spangled Story and American Girl History. I completely explain that in another video, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out. But we are working our way through that. And the very last thing I have to show you is nutrition. So we're doing nutrition and meal prep together as a family. I've been doing meal prep myself personally for 2.5 years or so. And it's really helpful for me, but now that I'm trying to have us all eat the same thing and not just focusing on and being so strict with what I'm eating, we are just all eating really simple whole foods. These are just a few of the books that I got to try to have some more like meal prep ideas. Smart Meal Prep for Beginners. This one, Downshiftology, Healthy Meal Prep. And I had my oldest, I gave her tabs and she tabbed so many things. A lot of things actually. But these are new books. I haven't really tried many of these yet. But anything that we can prep ahead of time and have in the freezer, here's a freezer meal book. Anything that we can prep ahead of time and have in the freezer, honestly, is going to save us so much time, because we have prepared it ourselves, we know exactly what's in it, and we are able to pick and choose the ingredients that we want to have in our food. So I actually was looking at nutrition curriculum and I wasn't able to find anything that I loved. So I'm just grabbing these books and going straight into the kitchen and just literally having them meal prep for the family, all of us together, and be hands-on with it. And using my knowledge that I know from my minor in school. So I hope that was helpful and informative, and that you guys got to just see a really quick, this is what we're using because we have already started school, but I just wanted to show you guys what's happening, what we're using. So this is what we're using, and this is what is working for us right now. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you soon.